And a glass of water, so I can take a paracetamol.
Can you hang on a second, Dot? Only we're heavily involved in things mechanical over here.
My head feels as though a circular saw's going through it.
Damn!
Language. Thou shalt not blaspheme.
Now, or covet thy neighbour's wife, or is it thy neighbour's ass?
Lofty, you're being very offensive.
Sorry, Dot.
Now, do I get this glass of water, or do you want my headache to turn into a migraine?
Oh, eureka! Great! Thanks.
I hope you're reducing the price of those.
Oh, gold.
I'm sorry, Loft. I think you'll have to get a bloke in.
Yeah, great. Nice one, Arthur.
Well, I did my best.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, well, I'll get back to Pauline then. How's your back, Doc?
Oh, don't know. Unless you've got 2 hours to spare. Yeah. I'm seeing leg this morning, that's why I've got the headache. Nerves.
Yes. I'll leave you to it then, Loft. Ta-da.
Is your landlord in a good mood, then?
I don't know, I haven't seen him, Doc.
Well, I hope he is. Because I don't want to be palmed off with a lot of old guff about being psychosomatic. Oh, if you're wondering why I'm late, which you won't be, of course, because you're expecting Pauline, but if you're wondering why she's late, then I can tell you.
Oh, sorry, Doc, you talking to me?
Yes, I was just telling you, I'm just going across to your place of keys. Only I've forgotten the keys, haven't I?
Oh, you're doing the cleaning instead of Pauline, are you?
Just this one. And let's find these keys.
Relax, Doc. Take it easy. There's no rush. Here, fancy a drop of coffee?
Oh, thank goodness.
So what's happened to Pauline?
Well, she said to tell you that something had turned up. And yes, I will have a cup of coffee if you insist. You thought of everything, haven't you?
Oh, well, I like to make the trip to the laundrette a bit of an occasion. It's boring here otherwise.
Oh, I would have been over to your place earlier, only I met Tom. You know what it's like.
Oh, you and Tom stepping out, are you?
Well, you might not believe me to look at my husband, but I do tend to set my sights just a little bit higher, Barry. Besides, I'm a married woman.
Who are you?
Yes, it's a cross I have to bear. I mean, I get all of the drawbacks and none of the perks, don't I? Oh, well, never mind.
Yeah, it's the drying that's the real bore. Takes ages, doesn't it?
Oh, well, that won't take long. You ain't got much in.
Just the sheets. But they got to be really, really dry. Silly, really. All that money Colin's got, and he's only got 1 pair of sheets. So we have to go through this nonsense every week, making sure the sheets are bone dry before putting them back on the bed.
I say, he's only got 1 pair of sheets. What about you? How many pairs have you got?
Me? None. I just share Colin's.
Oh, 1 pair of sheets between the two of you? Well, what do? I mean, you have 1 sheet and you kind of double it over. Is that it?
No, I mean, we sleep in the sheets, we wash them, we put them back on the bed all in the same day.
Are you trying to tell me that you and Colin sleep in the same sheets? At the same time? In the same bed?
There's no law against it, is there? At least not after next week. It's when I come of age.
Oh, Barry. What about God's law?
Eh?
Well, forgive me if I'm misunderstanding you, but are you trying to tell me that you and Colin are homosexuals?
Well, sure, didn't you know?
No, I certainly did not. I mean, I thought you was just friends. You know, flatmates.
Yeah, well, we are.
Yes, but, I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong, but you're telling me that you and Colin are involved, you know, right? I'm sorry, Barry, but I'll have to give you your keys back. I mean, I couldn't clean your flat because it'd be tantamount to condoning it, wouldn't it? Not to mention the fact that the pair of you might well have AIDS. Oh, my goodness. I drank a cup of coffee out of your flask.
Oh, Doc, don't be so ridiculous. It's me you're talking to, Barry,
No,
right?
no, I'm sorry, but I have quite strong views on that sort of caper. I mean, it is termed the sin crying out to heaven for vengeance, ain't it?
I don't know, Doc. You're the expert. You tell me.
And now God's finally got fed up. And he's sent this dreadful plague down on you all. And you still won't learn, will you?
Hang on. Are you trying to tell me that AIDS is God's punishment for being gay?
Well, of course it is. What else could it be?
Well, how comes the only people almost guaranteed not to get it are lesbians?
Well, I don't know about them. Anyway, I expect God's got something else up his sleeve for them. Anyway, I better be off. Here's your keys.
Who would manage all this?
Well, I would.
Interviewing staff, training them, making sure they're always here.
Everything. I mean, you wouldn't need ever to come round again. I mean, except for a cup of tea, of course.
I don't drink tea.
Well, coffee then. Oh, and a nice bit of balaclava. Oh, your father used to love his balaclava.
Why did you never suggest this before?
Well, I've only just found out.
You know about your late father dying. I mean, it was a waste of time suggesting it to him. You know what he was like. Just pop man, bet the odd drachma, you know, just like you. But anyway, mark my words, old son. This is going to get you a lot more.
Oh, a lot more.
These are very good.
Yeah, well, this is only the start.
And you worked this all out by yourself?
Oh, what? Mrs. Cotton? Great little organiser. Neighbourhood watch, charity bazaars, you name it, mate.
You know something, Dorothy? If you make this work, trust me, I'll give you something for it.
Oh, I'd appreciate that.
A new title, eh? Say, service controller?
That's nice.
Hang on, Doc, hang on. Excuse me, Hoppy, but how much exactly does a service controller get?
Are you her agent?
Oh, no, just a friend.
Yeah. Extras performance related. Let's see the performance first. Dorothy, you haven't taken this down.
I was waiting for your go-ahead.
That's it, girls. Don't need you anymore. Come on, chop, let's drink all the drink in the beach tonight. Scotty, girl, we've done it. Hey!
Sad when you think of your fading life, for youth cannot make with age. Her beauty she sold for an old man's gold. She's a bird in a gilded cage. She's off.
Name has put her butter up again.
Wonder where the mountain is.
What mountain?
Well, I mean, I wonder what they do when they want some. Just dig it up, I suppose, but it can't be very clean, can
What
it?
are you talking about, Ethel?
Well, the Butter Mountain.
That ain't a mountain, that's just a figure of speech. It means there's lots of it.
Oh, well, do you know, I thought...
Well, no matter what you thought, it's a sin to all when they're starving millions.
Well, I don't think anybody would enjoy eating a plate of butter. Here. I've never seen a mountain.
No, well, you wouldn't, would you? You haven't been nowhere.
No, I suppose not.
Ah,
I wouldn't want to go if I could now.
well, I have. I've seen mountains.
Where?
In Wales, when I was a girl.
Fancy a cup of tea?
Oh, yeah.
That was when you was being evacuated, wasn't it? That's going back a bit. What was it like being evacuated here? What's the time?
4 o'clock, why?
Well, Michelle wants me to give the baby a dose of her medicine at 4:30.
What's the matter with her?
Well, I don't know. She just said she's to have 1 teaspoonful of her medicine at 4:30.
Well, if she's poorly, her mother shouldn't leave her.
Well, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have left my Nick. I sat up 3 nights with him when he had the croup.
Shouldn't have bothered.
What?
Nothing.
I mean, why didn't you ask me? I mean, I've had experience. I've had a child.
I never have.
Well, I know that, don't I? I've known you all my life.
Yes, except when you was being evacuated.
Oh, Ethel, I was 3 when I was evacuated.
Oh, here.
Hmm?
I was 17 when war started. 17 and pretty as a picture. Ooh, the Yanks used to whistle me and I used to call back, "Got any gum, chum?" Soldier and a sailor had a fight over me. In the Vic it was.
Why'd they fight over you?
For my charms. Oh, and a right set to it was. They was biffing each other all over the place.
There's nothing to be proud of, leading men on. Not that they need much leading on.
I didn't have to lead them on.
Well, what happened?
When?
Who won, the soldier or the sailor?
Oh, I
And
don't...
what was his reward?
I don't know. My dad come and took me home, and he stood over me on the sink while I washed the makeup off.
You was always a bit flighty.
Flighty? No, I don't think so. I just wanted a good time. I do now. Don't get it, though. No nice knees up in pubs, no sing-song, and they don't smell the same, do they? Pubs used to smell nice. They don't anymore. Nothing's the same.
We're older.
Well, I don't feel older.
It's a funny thing, age.
I don't see anything funny in it.
No, what I meant was, here we are sitting talking. I mean, what are you, 14 years older than me? I mean, when I was evacuated...
Yeah.
What?
Your mother went with you, didn't she?
Yes, what I was saying was, you know, you was grown up when I was 3. Then when I was 17, you was getting on. Now we're practically the same. 2 old ladies. Don't seem fair to me.
Yeah.
Hmm?
She ran away, didn't she? Got married.
Oh, she got married again, yes.
Oh, I remember. They couldn't find her when they brought you back from evacuation, could they? I remember. They was going to put you in a home. She dumped you.
She never dumped me. I mean, it was the war. House they was in, it got bombed, that's all. She never dumped me. I mean, houses did get bombed, you know. People did get misplaced. I suppose she was worried sick looking for me. In fact, I know she was worried sick looking for me. Only, I mean, things were all topsy-turvy in them days. She was pleased to see me. Herbal tea was made all the difference. I mean, I wouldn't have been spotting burglars a few weeks ago, would I, Doctor?
Sounds a bit dubious to me.
So what herb tea is this, then?
Well, it's what I used, you know, to get rid of me dreadful headaches. My lady said it's good for all sorts, especially glaucoma. I mean, I've heard of wonder cures, but this, it's a miracle.
What lady? What tea?
The lady what I met outside the herbalist shop what sold me the tea to cure me headaches. Very nice woman she was.
You don't need anything more than the eye drops from the clinic.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Doctor, I need all the help I can get. I was reading in a magazine
You shouldn't
the
take
other day.
anything that's not on prescription.
Look, Doctor, it ain't only my eyes it's working on. No, I mean, you know me. I eat like a bird. It's done wonders for my appetite.
So I see.
So, have you noticed any other side effects?
Well, I do get a bit of a thick head, you know, so to speak, in the mornings, but it's gone as soon as I've had my cuppa. Oh, it is marvellous stuff. You know, it's got a bit of a funny taste, though.
Do you think she's on commission for that stuff?
Yeah, well, she's certainly on something. She was half cut at work today, wasn't she, Pauline?
You think she was drunk?
Yeah.
That's not like Dot. She barely touches the stuff.
It was either that or fame's gone to her head. I mean, look at her.
Right, let's have that award up front. And maybe you could both raise your cups, like you were having a toast.
Ah, right.
What's this made from?
Oh, hang on, I'll show you. It's over here somewhere.
Smells very familiar. Tastes just like cannabis.
Of course it don't.
It is cannabis.
It's hemp. Look, it's leaves.
It's marijuana, Dot. It's drugs.
What? Oh, my giddy arm.
What's going on in here?
Have a glass of water, please.
I'm terribly sorry, but I've got no choice. Dorothy Cotton, I'm arresting you on suspicion of possessing Class B drugs.
Oh, you're enough of that.
It's...
Oi!
You do not have to say anything, but you may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court.
Mr. Coker, he's usually very professional. His wife's a bit of a gossip, but then you can't hold that against him.
I want you to promise me that if you want to lift the lid and see him, you will only do it with me there. It's very upsetting. I'm not going to let you do it on your own. Please. Promise.
You're a good boy. I'm very grateful to you, you know, for arranging the funeral and the coffin. Yeah. Watch what you're doing. That's my best china. You're like your father. You're heavy-handed.
Am I like him in other ways?
Well, I don't really know you, do I? You look more like your grandfather, my Charlie. It's strange having you here. You, me, and your father. But it's not the way I would have wanted. I think I'd like some time alone with him.
I'll get that. Just, remember your promise, okay?
Thank you.
Oh, is that Dot around?
She's busy.
Sorry, who are you?
A grandson,
Oh, grandson. Well, I've known Dot all my life and she's never mentioned a grandson.
Charlie Cotton. Afraid Dot didn't know I existed till a couple of weeks ago.
Listen, give me the flowers, I'll tell her you called.
Well, I'd really like to see her. Let her know people care, you know.
She's in with my dad. She's saying her goodbyes.
Right, well, tell her Sharon called and I'll call back later.
Sharon, right, thank you.
I have missed you, Nick. I've been doing a tally of the money what we raised for charity from our buns and cake. I have made 30 quid and you have made 4. I mean, there's one good thing about fruit cake and it lasts for ages. Mind you, it'll have to. Oh! Oh, me vanilla buttercream strawberry regali.
It was an accident.
No, it wasn't. Oh, what a spiteful thing to do.
Spiteful? I've sat here all afternoon having to put up with your digs and you say I'm spiteful?
You have always been a petty woman, Pauline Fowler. Petty and a terrible cook. Ruining my cake. Envy is one of the 7 deadly sins.
And so is vanity.
I ain't vain.
Chasing that Dr. Leroy around the square, going on about your imaginary aches and pains. Attention-seeking, that's what that is. And what's that if it's not vanity? So stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
Is there anything more to come out of that bitter, mean mouth of yours?
No. I'm all done. And you?
The only thing I have to say to you is this. I think we can safely say that we have come to the end of our friendship.
Well, then that would be the only time we do see eye to eye, and that's fine by me. I know you're here, Nick. You ain't gonna scare me tonight.
Hello, Ma. Happy Halloween.